Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Venture Bros. Um, Radiant is the blood of the Baboon heart. I had to check to make sure I got that right. So, yeah, this is not a donation reward. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Because next week we're doing the donation reward appreciation week, where we're just doing basically all donation rewards the entirety of next week. I've decided that this week's movies are not going to be donation rewards. They're just going to be movies that I want to get to. Um, so yeah, just we're gonna take a little break from the donation reward movies this week. We'll get to them again after next week, but we're also doing a couple next week too. So we'll be back to donation reward movies and just donation rewards in general next week. But yeah. So this is something that just came out. Um and it kind of surprised me because I didn't know it was coming out yet. I know the Metalocalypse movie, I believe, comes out next month. But I didn't know this one was coming out yet. So I have seen Venture Bros. I saw all of the series back when it was airing and everything. Um and it aired for like over a decade. It like started in the early 2000s, I believe, and it ended in 2018. But I think that was also because like one of the seasons came in later, like the final season came in much later than the rest of it. I could probably find out. Um, but yeah, it started in February of 2003, according to this. Let me see if I can find it here. Venture Bros. Let me see if I can find all the info. I'm not going to look up all kinds of details or anything, just... okay, so this has 7 seasons. The original pilot first came out in 2003. Season 1 started in 2004. There's also been 4 specials that aired in 2004, 2011, 2012, and 2015. And yeah, season 6 came out in 2016, and then 2 years later in 2018, season 7 came out. But before then, like 2013 was season 8, and season 4 was aired in 2 different pieces in 2009 and 2010. So it's been kind of split up all over the place. Seasons have not aired like yearly or whatnot. But this film is supposed to close out the series. It's supposed to act as a series finale and finally end things. Now, I don't remember everything about this show. I don't remember like all the details. It was one of those shows that I enjoyed, but never got like huge into. And a lot of the times when I would watch it, especially in the early seasons, like I was young and I would be like, I would just turn on Adult Swim at night because I was like trying to be like edgy and stay up in the middle of the night and watch cartoons in the middle of the night and shit. But I discovered a lot of great stuff through that. I would like watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I would watch this. I would watch stuff like Case Closed and Metalocalypse, all kinds of stuff. And so it's like a lot of those shows I just watched basically just to watch. I never really like was super actively into them. With I think the one biggest exception being Case Closed. That was the one I was really into. But like Aqua Teen, Metalocalypse, this, they're all shows that I watched kind of just to watch, and I liked them. I enjoyed them. It's if I didn't enjoy them, I wouldn't have watched. But it's like they never really hooked me in, and so there's a lot of stuff I'm not going to remember. There are definitely quite a few things that I do. Like, I remember that Hank and Dean are clones. The original Hank and Dean have been dead, and there was like this big there was this episode that revealed that, and it was like this like big reveal that they were clones. Um, I remember Monarch and oh my god, what is her name? Dr. Girlfriend, who I believe they got married. I believe they actually did eventually get married. Brock Sampson, I think, had a on again, off again girlfriend who was also an assassin, I want to say. Um, I vaguely remember some of the other characters. Like, there's this, like, Red Skull, like, guy voiced by Clancy Brown. Wasn't one of them, like, Phantom Limb or something? Or am I thinking of something else with that? I vaguely remember things here and there. Um, so going into this, like, if this is like continuing off of where the last season left off, and like we're expected to know everything, I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I'm not going to remember everything. I'll probably remember certain things as I watch, but I'm just gonna try to enjoy this as it is. Um, and so yeah, I'm hoping for some great stuff. Um, I don't know what the plot is at all. I don't know really anything about it. The title is pretty interesting, but I'm just excited. I'm just excited to check this out. See what we got in store. I assume all the same voice actors are returning. Um, I assume we're gonna see a lot of the characters we know and love. There's this one like this one goth girl who I really liked. I think she was the daughter of another villain. I want to say. I think so. But I also think she had like I think she had a relationship with Hank, right? Or was it Dean? She had a relationship with one of them, I believe. I don't know if like they broke up or anything. I don't remember, but yeah. The biggest thing that I do remember the most from this series is Dr. Girlfriend, and I think one of the biggest reasons for that is because like she is one of the characters that definitely inspired my transition. And there's obviously a lot to that, and I believe Dr. Girlfriend is not trans. I believe that like that's confirmed and everything, but unquestionably, when I was looking into stuff, when I was like doing research and everything, when I was first getting ready to come out and all, it's like Dr. Girlfriend was definitely one of those inspiration characters for me that made me realize that even with my voice as it is and everything, and even with the way I might not look like a stereotypical girl, I can still be a girl, and I am a girl. And definitely one of the things that helped me during that time. So I'm definitely hoping to see her in this. I'm hoping to see Monarch, of course, and the others. Yeah. It's it's gonna hopefully be a good fun time. Like I said, I don't know how much I'll remember as we watch. Um, we're just gonna kind of have to see on that. Honestly, I might remember a little more about Metalocalypse, but even that I don't remember a lot. Either way, we're gonna get into this, hope for the best, and see what this movie has in store for us. So let's get into this. Let's do this. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode or to the movie. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So there was a post-credit scene. I wasn't expecting one, especially with as little time as there was left in the video, but there was one. Um, and it actually did answer a big question there. We find out that that the brothers don't have a mother, that they were scientifically created, and it seems like their father kind of like wore this like kind of thing over him, sort of like in that Norman Reedus Hideo Kojima game, which I can't think of the name of right now. But it's sort of like in that where it's like there's the baby and the pack and everything. It's kind of like that. They were kept in there and they were basically just lab grown, um, which isn't surprising at all to me. It's not like this big twist or anything. It's just it's an answer. We got our answer. They never had a mother. So okay. But this was the ending of the series. This closes out the entire series. And it doesn't entirely feel like it's closing a lot out to me. Like the lesson and everything at the end is really good. I've talked about before how the found family trope is my favorite, and how the big message of this being like family is not necessarily dictated by blood, but by love. That anyone can be your family. It's like that's a phenomenal lesson, obviously. Um, and in the end, everything worked out for everyone. Everyone survived. We found out that not only are Rusty, Dr. Venture, and the Monarch, not only are they related, but they're literally clones of the same person. Doesn't really explain like what happened to, I guess, the original Rusty, but I guess it doesn't entirely matter. Unless they were clones of the father. I don't know. It doesn't entirely go into it. It doesn't explain it. It's just there. Um, so yeah, there was. This was mostly just. It felt like another Venture Bros adventure with just, I guess, higher stakes and more of a movie feel to it. We focused on a few different plot points. You had Hank kind of going on a journey of self discovery, trying to find his mom, only to find out later on he's made this journey before, including going to find Bobby before. It's like this is literally something he's done multiple times in the past. I guess his previous bodies and everything, the previous clones. Um, so there's no answers that he was ever able to find. Dean, meanwhile, is looking for him because he feels bad about stealing his girlfriend, and he wants to find his brother because he loves him. You have Brock working with the military, just mostly throughout the movie, just kind of standing by. Um, Monarch is dealing with this Arch group, which isn't really real, but is kind of like is kind of a revenge thing, but also isn't. It's complicated. It's weird, but there's all these different storylines going on. I may be biased, but I always enjoyed it the most when we were following Doctor Mrs. the Monarch. She is my favorite Venture Bros character. It's not even close. I mentioned in the pre-thoughts how she inspired me in a lot of ways to come out as trans, and even though she herself isn't actually, but she's still just my favorite character by far, just in terms of personality and intellect and just her no nonsense attitude. It's just I've always liked her. Plus, honestly, she's fucking hot. Like I've talked on this channel obviously about a lot of characters I find extremely attractive, and I feel like I haven't really talked about her much. And I think it's probably because I don't think about this series a lot. Um, but it's like she is really hot, like really hot. I am very into her, but yeah, it's one of those shows I just hadn't had the opportunity to really discuss, unfortunately. Um, we got the title referencing the fact that Monarch is not just a clone, but that he has the baboon heart and everything, and it's just like, okay, of all things for the title to reference, that's it. And Debbie, who could be considered the main villain of this, in reality is just kind of the airheaded daughter to a celebrity slash secret agent slash super villainess who's just upset with the way things have turned out for her and just wants, better for her life. It's like her literal goal in the end was just like, I just want to have a good life. I don't want to be in the shadow of my mother anymore. I don't want to be cleaning up after my mother's animals. I just want to have a good life. It's like, okay, sure. Um, we got to see some small roles from other characters we know, like Phantom Limb and everything. Some bigger roles, like from the Doctor, Dr. Orpheus. Obviously, what's his face? Red Death. He had a notable role in this. So we got to hear a lot of like great VAs in this, like Clancy Brown and whatnot. And J.K. Simmons just was this random old dude who I guess was like a scientist who had helped with the Venture family before. Ben was his name. Just okay, kind of random, but sure. Yeah, it was good fun. It's not like the best movie I've seen or anything, but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this. Like I said in the pre-thoughts, there's a lot I just don't remember, so I don't know how well this continues off of where the last season left off. I don't know exactly what like specific stuff closes out. Like I assume the thing with Dean sleeping with Hank's girlfriend was at the end of last season. Was the girl, by the way, the girl I was thinking of? Like, I don't know. There's a lot that again it's just like I don't remember, and I'm trying to put pieces together, but it's like not always easy for me, especially when I haven't seen something since it aired, and this finished in 2018, so not counting this movie, of course, but that was like what, 5 years ago? It's like I'm not gonna remember much from then, especially for a series that, like I said, I wasn't like super into anyway. I was very casually into this series. I did see it all, but it's not something I really focused on. Especially since in 2018, I was like focusing on a lot of other stuff at the time. A lot of other shows that I was a lot more into. Um, Friendship is Magic was still airing during that time, for example, because that ended in 2019. But yeah, it's like I'm I just would never have stood a chance at remembering everything, and I wasn't going to like try to research everything or find like some kind of like 40-minute recap video. I got the gist of it. I understood who the characters were. I knew what was going on. I got it. I really didn't need a recap to understand what was going on. I understood just fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a fun watch. I don't really feel like it feels like a full like movie plot. Like the plot doesn't seem that much bigger than just the show, but it looked good. It was visually impressive, and I still enjoyed it nonetheless. So, tell me your thoughts down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. Maybe we'll do this again when the Metalocalypse film comes out. For now, though, yeah, see y'all next time.